Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of The Bard's Tale 4. Glad to have you here. We are here once again for episode 6, and we're going to be doing the quest named A Stab in the Dark. So, if you've heard about, or if you've been exploring down in Scarbray below, you would have probably encountered this quest, probably fairly early in the main story quest. You see a purple glow, and it's time to go investigate. Without further ado, we shall begin.
The clues were clear. An army of enemies was moving to attack Mage Alguin. Would our heroes reach his chambers in time? And would they be prepared for the rebirth of the great and ancient evil that awaited them there?
Alright. So, of course, that was a prelude to the next quest, which is going to be heading into Kyleran's tower to save Mage Alguin. However, that will probably be the start of next episode. So, of course, it's tracking right now the Best of Us quest. I'm going to go ahead and swap that over to a stabbing headache. I guess it wasn't a stab in the dark. I misspoke. Okay, the quest name is A Stabbing Headache. So, we have investigated the disturbance. So, yeah, strange sounds and lights are coming from over near Hawkins' castle, as are tortured screams. Maybe someone needs your help. So we must investigate the disturbance. We must gather a party to defeat the cultists. We must now defeat the cultists and stop the ritual. Let's go ahead and track that quest. I will put it up there. A couple things to do beforehand. Last episode, I was reminding myself multiple times, I believe, that we need some more alcohol here. We need some more booze so that we'll be able to get our spell slots back. We can make both trial squeezing and elven wine. And I forgot I organized my inventory, so it'll have to be a little bit messy for now. Elven wine, we have 2 of them, and we have absolutely none of the trial squeezing, so I'm going to make a bunch of them. All it takes is a little bit of water, 1 water, and 1 thing of rotten food. I'm going to make a bunch of them. Let's see, how new is that? We've got 35 now. Let's make 1 more. There we go. We've got 40. So that'll last us a little bit. Mind you, we are going to be playing with 5 later on. I guess we're going to be playing on with 6 different bards, which means we're going to be consuming a copious amount of alcohol. And let's just hope that the taverns are ready for all of us. Let's see. So, elven wine is going to take us a little bit of water, some fairy dust, 1 water, 1 fairy dust, 1 sugar, as well as fermented spirit, which is a concentrated alcohol that takes water, potato, and sugar to make. So, having potato as main ingredient means we're not going to be able to make very many of them, because we are short on potatoes. We can go ahead and make 2 fermented spirits for 3 per craft. So 1 water, 1 sugar, and 1 water, 1 potato, 1 sugar makes 3 fermented spirit. So we can make 2 crafts of those. That'll be 6. And then with each fermented spirit, we can make 5 elven wine. So that means we can make a total of 30 elven wine if we spent all of this fermented spirit. I'm not going to make quite that much. I'll probably make probably around 20, so we'll be at 22 for now. And later on we can make more if we need it. What about lockpicks? We have a master lockpick. I see we have 3 regular lockpicks. And we should be fine on food for now. In that case, the other thing is we have a new character as of last session. And I don't think I properly went over his skills.
Yes?
So let's do that now. We have Crux the Practitioner, and he has points going towards Grand Conjurer. So he's got the similar abilities to Green Lady. We have Dragon's Breath, meaning that dealing 4 physical damage, and 12 physical damage to the one directly in front of them. Okay, 4 physical damage to light them on fire, and the person in front of them gets hit 3 times for 12 damage and 3 stacks of fire. We also have the ability War Strike, which will do 20, which is 3 spell points to cast, which is more than anything we can actually cast so far. And it will take it'll deal 24 physical damage to the target enemy, and the electricity will arc to a random nearby enemy if there is one adjacent to them. And that takes channel 1. So if we need to, we can use it because it's a channel. We can use that as a mental damage shield. And then we'll be able to swap that, or we'll be able to use it to do damage at the beginning of the following turn. We've got Mana Robes, which he can equip Apprentice Robes. So, no special robes right now. That's all he has for defense. For meditation, all he has is the ability to meditate. So, yeah, that's not something he's going to be using. We'll get into his skills in a moment, but he doesn't have the bonus things for meditate that he can get with, and then spell points also with Battle Mage and with Harmonic Shielding. The options that he'll be able to go into later will either be grabbing Battle Mage, giving +1 spell point at the start of combat, which would definitely be helpful for him, or Harmonic Shielding, which would give him +3 armor while meditating. Specifically while meditating, not while channeling. And blade casting. This is a unique part of being a practitioner that is very much a different playstyle than something like the Green Lady. What we get here is a bunch of dagger abilities that you'd usually only find on a rogue, but you can find them on practitioners as well. So we've got Blood for Blood here, or no, not Blood for Blood, sorry. We've got Daggered Novice, gives us Slinking Assault, which is the one we've been using most on Ringneck here, which deals 10 physical damage right now to the first enemy in range, moving to any back row space because he has a dirk equipped. The other option, or the next one, gives him training in Shiv, which is the one that rogues start with for their training. And then we've got 2 very special practitioner-only abilities. The first one is Blood Pact, gaining a 50% chance to gain 1 spell point when attacking with a dagger. So every time you attack with a dagger ability, you have a 50% chance to gain 1 spell point. So that's a alternative way to regain spell points, instead of meditate, if you wanted to go that way. Or you could do both. The other option here is Spellblade. So Spellblade deals +2 damage for each spell point you possess when attacking with a dagger. So if you were to have 2 spell points, you would do 4 extra damage for every dagger attack. And of course, if you were to do two dagger attacks in a row, that first one has a chance to regain a spell point for you, and then you're doing more damage on your second dagger attack. So, kinda cool. We'll be using a bit of that. Going back over to his skills, we have a couple options here. And I would like to give him more dagger abilities. So right now he starts out with Slinking Assault, War Strike, Meditate, and Charged Bolt. So he can go with Slinking Assault. That's going to be good for him. Shiv, I would also like to grab. We'll put that here. However, I've got the options here between. Well, I'd like to grab War Strike for his channel ability, because it does do a decent amount of damage once he's got 3 spell points there. But the other one is kind of a little bit of a toss-up. We can go with a Meditate, which is something that's usually very valuable to practitioners. You can channel one and gain one spell point. However, with the dagger attacks, he should be gaining a decent amount of spell points. So, instead, what we could do is we could keep the charged bolt, which is a line attack, dealing 7 to all enemies in range. Or, we can instead go with the Dragon's Breath, and that would, of course, deal the 4 damage, light them on fire, and enemies right ahead are hit 3 times. So, with the fights that we're going to be doing, I think Dragon Breath is going to be the best option here. For the sake of, eventually, today, we're also going to be fighting a giant. And that giant is going to have a lot of HP, and is going to be a high level. And fun thing about on fire damage is that that damage is actually based off of the enemy's total level, and not our total level. So, against a high level creature, they'll be taking a lot more fire damage. So we're going to go ahead and grab that as our 4th ability. So now that we have that all prepared, I believe we already got all of their items prepped. Let us move on to
All quiet for now.
a stabbing headache. Let's see. We'll be over this way. So we'll want to go probably to the center plaza area. However, before we go do the stabbing headache directly, there was a little bit of area that I wanted to clear out. Since we've been to Wellbottom, and I'm going to go over to Wellbottom. Since we've been to Wellbottom, we passed a lot of different things like the trowel markings that we did not have the song for. So
What do you mean?
we have the Master Lockpick skill for Ringneck, Safecracker, and that'll allow us to grab this chest over here in Wellbottom. So let's go ahead and use our Master Lockpick on that one. And that is going to give us a Motherin Chainmail Coif. So that is actually probably going to be a decent buff for Melody, even though she has a green rarity one. Let's see. So that'll add just a 3 straight Constitution. So it's not a whole lot of an upgrade, but hey, she'll be tankier, and that'll help her out a lot.
What can I do?
Let's see. For the other thing, for these fights, specifically because the people we're going to be up against are going to be resistant to mental damage, and we're not going to be doing a whole lot of mental damage to the enemies. I am going to be swapping over, for now, to Apprentice Sandals for her, so that Move will reduce the cost of her ability, or Move will reduce the cost of her spell points and her next spell by 1. Meaning that she'll be able to use Dragon's Breath right away, or an Arcane Barrage. I'm going to go also right over here. It's really hard to see. It's very hard to see, but there is actually a Trow cache mark right here. And if you couldn't see it there, you can actually see it back behind through this window. And it shows it on the opposite wall. So we're going to go ahead, stand right here, use the Hidey Bane, get the cache. And that is going to give us 2 tonics of armor, which is interesting, because it'll give +4 armor for 2 turns at the cost of 1 opportunity. The other thing that we wanted to grab here was apparently, and this is the reason why in episode 2 or 3 was it? In Bad Reputation, Ringneck didn't level up to level 2 before the combat, and that's because we left this right here, and we did not grab it last time. So we'll go ahead, grab that for spell points, or not spell points, for experience. And I wanted to talk back to the captain here.
Mes amis, are you here to buy or to buy me a drink? There it is.
So we're actually going to go ahead and get some upgrades for Ringneck. I just realized he's got 12 hit points, and he's going to be our frontline for a little bit, so I want him to have a little bit more than that. So we're going to go ahead and buy the reinforced leather. It'll give him also a little bit of strength with the helm. His helm is an upgrade because it'll give him a spell point, which isn't relevant to him. It'll give him an intelligence, which also isn't very relevant, but it gives +1 strength. And he's going to be gaining probably a total of 2 health points, or I mean 2... Oh, whoops. 2 strength from the helmet, and 5 strength total from the rest of the armor. So that's going to be a +7 bonus to his hit points. Let's go ahead and equip that. And once we change over to our Bards party, depending on if we get good enough armor or not, we may or may not be able to use this effectively for the rest of them. Depending, yeah, if we get fancier armor, then we use the fancier armor. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna actually go ahead and sell some things to him. I like just going to the last row of his inventory so I don't get things mixed up. Rusty arming sword, we're honestly not going to need it, and if we are, we can buy a much, much better one. Rusty dirk, we won't need that. The regular dirk, we can keep around, but we're not likely to need it, so I'm going to toss it. Let's see, other options. We've got the chainmail coif, and it wasn't bad, so we'll keep that for the next person. Leather tunic, leather helm, apprentice hood, we have 2 of those that are both the same. Tattered apprentice robes. Let's see. Splintered staff, we have a better. Splintered wand, we have a better one of that as well. And anything else that we would like to sell? For now, I think that's alright. Quick sweep over our items. We have this giant horn shofar, which we are definitely going to be using eventually. That's lovely. Alright, so we got a little bit of gold off that. Thank you, Mr. Captain.
Au revoir.
Shari Bay? French names. Not exactly my strong suit. I'm okay with saying a lot, like, fairly... I'm okay with saying a few French words, but, not a lot. Not all Canadians are bilingual. Alright, so I'm going to grab that Hidey Bane cache. I'm going to keep my eye out for any more. I think we've got one up ahead over here. Yep, there it is. And we'll use that. Ah yes, now that I remember, we actually have no cooldown on our Blazing Star, so we should actually use our Blazing Star and gain some gold from it. Oh, we got a bluebell seed. Just a note, bluebell seeds are going to actually be right now, they're going to be the most valuable for us.
Watch out. There's monsters about.
We've got a couple options. We could go over here, if we sneak past these guys. Careful if you're going over here. We could also go to the Stabbing Headache to defeat the cultists. But I think there was an enemy... Where was it? Oh, let's just run past this guy. Ah, Roscoe's here. Yes. Hello, Roscoe. I'm gonna have a chat with you.
There you are. Thank you once again for chasing off those villains. The place is still a mess, I'm afraid, but fortunately the little monsters did not discover how to enter my vault, so most of my best stock is still intact, and I can show a fellow practitioner that Roscoe's reputation is deserved.
Alright, so last episode we went ahead and cleared out his shop here from the trow. So he's going to be able to sell us some really good endgame items.
I think you'll be quite impressed.
Just a note that if you're make sure to shop from Roscoe before you're doing the quest. Just because he does have some starter items that you'll be able to use. And once you finish this quest, he's going to have a lot of endgame items. You see, he only has the best items, at least as far as we know them. He's got Mage Weave Archmage's robes, which will take tier 3 before anyone's going to be able to use them. We also have this Oakheart Scepter, which actually we could use because it doesn't have a level requirement, it only has a class requirement, but that's worth 1,670 Skiat. And the other stuff, combined, a staff and a wand is going to be 1,728, so we don't have nearly enough for that stuff. You can also, if you're wanting to, buy this Elven Weapon. And this is more of a support type weapon. And it's two-hand, so you won't be able to use anything else. But if you're going for a support type, either a buffer or a healer, this might be a good option for you. Anyways, I just wanted to stop by his shop and say hello.
Please come again.
And yes, okay, I was just checking to see if we unlocked this stuff. And there is a Trowcaster around here, but I think it's actually behind the ramp here with all of those enemies, and I'm not going to bother with that, because that sounds not fun. Okay, I don't remember if we did this fight over here. If we did, I'll go to another. Okay, we've not beaten these Fashan yet. So, I'm going to go ahead and... Can I eat? Let's eat a steak. Let's use Hide in Shadows and Snuff the Torch. Let's fight these Fashan off, and then we'll head to finish off the main quest for today here. Okay, I'm going to be gaining some spell points here with Crux here.
At your command.
So straight off the bat, we have Green Lady is probably going to want to meditate. And we're going to want to use some attacks with Crux here.
Speak.
I suppose next turn she will have 2 points, which will be enough for a Cream Barrage, because every practitioner will gains 1 spell point each turn. And if she needs another, she'll have the Elixir of Focus. So keep in mind that these guys will be focusing, and we'll need to have enough to break it. I'm going to use the free move of Melody to move Crux to the front. We're going to be using 2 shivs, one on this guy, and Slinking Assault to swap them back. That'll use his Crux ability, which will deal 1 point of fire to him. And it'll also regain a spell point for him. So now we have Levitate to use just in case we need it, which we'll be using in a moment here. And I think I'll go ahead and leave it at that. I guess I'll take a drink. We might still need it. Oh hey, and it's done the guy. Alright then. We'll be able to use one at a time, it would seem. Okay, he's no longer stunned. Okay. Interesting. I didn't know this was the case. But I guess that makes sense. We won't be able to... since we stunned him on our turn, he was stunned for his turn, and then it was stunned until the end of his turn. So we don't have the stun condition on him anymore. What I'm going to do here is... I am going to go ahead and tell Ringneck to hide.
You can't see me.
I'm going to move Melody off to the side here.
I beg your pardon.
What do you want me to do?
And I'm probably going to move Crux off to the side as well, getting him out of the range of the beam.
Move it.
So what this is going to do, it's going to give him Levitate ability, it'll allow him to move one target to any other space. So we could move an ally to an empty ally space, or an enemy to an enemy space. So we're going to move him right in front of this hypnotic eye, because the Fashan have this ability called Friendly Fire, and their beam can damage its allies. So this guy is going to take 20 mental damage here, and Crux is going to be able to use a shiv as well, and he's going to use his spell blade to do 4 extra damage. And he is on fire, and he's going to take 4 damage.
Yes?
And I'm going to use Green Lady. Actually, no, Green Lady is not going to cancel that channel, because we want that to go off.
At your command.
Since Ringneck is hiding,
Ready
you can
for
use
orders.
Sanctuary Score on Melody. And now they shouldn't be able to do very much damage here. Theoretically, anyways. Okay, they're 20 damage beam onto this Fashan. And he is going to lunging attack. This guy is going to try using the beam as well, but he only has 2 health, so
What?
we could pretty well ignore him here.
Ready, I suppose.
Or we could just use a Dragon's Breath if we wanted to as well.
Are in the way.
I'm gonna go ahead, shiv.
On your word.
I guess I can just use 2 Arcane Barrages here. That'll finish that off.
Now what?
And then I'm gonna use Dragon's Breath. I could use the War Strike, but I'm gonna use Dragon's Breath for now. Because next turn we'll have more damage with his spell points.
Here to serve.
Will you move Melody in here?
Please excuse
Just for the defend if we need it. And they're going to try Hypnotic Eye again, which he'll take 12 on fire damage.
me.
And we should be able to kill him just like this, huh?
Ready
Let's
when
see.
you are.
We're going to be able to do 19 here with Ringneck. And it'll crit for 29 damage. Wow, I did not expect that much. So, with the experience that we've been getting from... with the knowledge, I should say, that we're getting from using Blazing Star, it would seem that Blazing Star starts at giving 80 gold for its first use, and then every use after the first, it'll give an additional 20 gold. So it gave 80 gold, and then the next time, it gave 100 gold, then 120 gold, now 140 gold. So it seems like that's how the gold actually saves, or actually scales. So that's good to know. The more you use it, the more effective it'll actually be. So I'm going to go ahead and cultists are which way? This way, I think. Probably over that way. Yep. We'll walk around. We'll do the giant after, because the giant still is going to give us a little bit of trouble here. It is now orange, though, which is a good thing. That means we've been leveling up enough, and we should be able to take it. Though orange does mean that it is going to be a very difficult fight. So, for those of you that aren't confident with their party, just wait a little bit. You can do it a little bit later. Okay, so this one, of course, we're not going to be using our torch for. We're going to be using Hide in Shadows.
To hide.
And we're going to be attacking these guys. One thing I wanted to check before, if everyone has their right loadouts. Yes, I think so, right? Okay.
Yep.
I think we're good. Ringneck, you're not going to use your Sundering Smash this time. Go ahead and use Lucero. It still does have a cooldown of 2 instead of 1 because he doesn't have his bow equipped, but that'll be fine. Alright.
Away I go.
To complete a stabbing headache. Alright, so we've got 2 of these Charn Cultist Militants. They've got 30 health each. they have Headstrong, which means mental attacks against them will deal half damage. And we also have Charn Taint. So they are Charn, which would actually help with different abilities later that actually do more damage to people that are corrupted, people that are tainted with Charn or undead, those sort of things.
Yes?
I think I'm gonna go right ahead into using Green Lady's Green Lady's Shadow Breath ability. I should have used
Aye.
Ringneck's attacks first, then she wouldn't have had to move. But actually, the move reduces her spell point cost to only 1 for Dragon's Breath, meaning that she'll be able to cast the spell. Otherwise, she wouldn't be able to.
Ready.
For the sake of it, I'm going to go ahead, move Melody here behind Ringneck,
I beg your pardon.
and then I'm going to move her up. So that way we're able to take Green Lady out of the front line here.
Here.
Yes? Yeah?
Okay, let's use Shiv on Ringneck. And he will actually... He'll die right away here.
Ready when you are.
I'm going to use a Shiv and a Slinking Assault here on Ringneck.
At your command.
And then with Melody, she'll go ahead and use Trow Squeezin'
Victory.
to cast Kale's Rudiment. And then it'll do 5 damage because of her mean drunk. I kind of forgot about that. There we go.
What do you want me
We
to
have
do?
1 extra opportunity, which you can use on Meditate. So they'll use Foe Dropper, which will actually knock us back. And since they ended their turn, he died from the on fire. And now we can go ahead and attack with these guys.
Yes?
What I want to do, I think, is probably... I'm going to Shiv this guy, the archer, and then I'm going to go ahead and use Slinking Assault not to move Ringneck, but to move Green Lady, I think. On fire goes off, and we're going to levitate this guy into the range of a little wonderful fire breath here. So we'll be able to hit all 3 of these guys, and this front guy will take quite a bit of damage. And now they are very on fire. And she can even use charged bolts too.
Ready for orders.
And then of course with Melody's action, we'll move her into the front line.
Excuse me.
And yeah, we should be good with that. I'm actually going to use charged bolts probably to finish this guy off.
Ready.
And the other 2,
On your way. Yes.
I think we're honestly fine here. Meditate with Green Lady,
Ready, I suppose.
and
What should
we'll
I
be
do?
ready.
Command me.
Yeah, I guess they do have Foe Dropper. They're going to keep smacking her. Yep. However, that is giving her a lot of bonus strength. She's got 6 bonus strength now. They're both going to die from fire, because we put a lot of stacks on them. And probably going to have a drink. And let's go ahead and, yeah, we'll knock him for 7 damage instead of 5. Ah, we have a mage here now. Will that change things?
Now what?
Levitate has a cooldown of 2, so we're not going to be able to bring the mage closer here.
Here.
Is that a time for you,
Ready.
Ringneck? Okay, I'm going to use Sanctuary Score to heal and shield Melody. I'm going to move her up to the front row,
I beg your pardon.
and then to the back row,
Pass.
swapping places with Crux, or not Crux, with Ringneck, in order for him to do the damage here. We're going to use Shiv, and we're going to use a Hide in Shadows Slinking Assault, because that'll do just enough damage.
Here to serve.
Yeah?
And do we move? Let's swap places with... yeah, we probably want to swap places with Melody here to get her back into the front line.
Eating my brain!
I'm a little bit concerned with Melody being so far off to the side there.
Ready. Okay.
What can I do against this archer? I'll leave that to Crux, I think.
Get out of the way.
Let's see. Shiv. It will do 14 damage and on fire. And what else can we do here? Well, we can do a arcane barrage that would finish off that archer.
What do you want me to do?
We can also use Slinking Assault and move over here. That'll give a lot of bonus spell points there. So we're at a total of 4 spell points now for Crux. So as long as he's not like casting a lot of spells, he does get his spell points quite nicely.
Here.
I am kind of concerned about Green Lady though, because she's gonna be out there in the middle, a little bit in trouble. We're gonna channel War Strike here with Crux.
Ready for orders.
So, yeah, 9 damage there. Fortunately, they only have 1 attack each. If they had multiple, they probably both would have died there. But because they moved together, he will chain lightning, and this guy's only got 6 health now, which is just enough to finish him off. Never mind. He's got resistance to mental damage. I was going to say, finish him off with an arcane barrage, but let's finish him off with the charged bolts there. There we go. That's all 3 waves of enemies. And now, we can go ahead and have a chat with this guy, assuming he's not dead, that has been tortured. Oh, here. Oh, look at the guy. He's still alive. We can... Oh, quest. Speak to the person? Alright, let's go ahead and look at their loot first here. So, we got weathered leather tunic. Not good. Or, yeah, not going to be good for us. We got some seeds, though. Is it a seed, a gem, or both? All that is certain that is this violet object is of elven origin. So thistle seed is a purple gem. We've got bluebell seed, the blue gem, and we have the lily seed, the white gem. So those are going to be lovely for upgrading our elven weapons once we get them. The other thing here is the cultist journal. Curse these cunning elven smiths and their impenetrable metaphors. What is this verse on the pommel supposed to mean? Thy violet hue doth pride imbue, while spiking head fills foes with dread. It almost seems as if it speaks of a flower, but that can't be it. Not even an elf would be as so unmanly as to hide the power of this weapon behind rhymes about pansies and daffodils. So, to what horned purple demon does this refer? Or is it some kind of dragon unknown in the human realm? Or a particularly angry ogre? How will I ever know? Wait, I have it! Violet is the color of a man strangled, and an impaled man terrifies all. Thus the rhyme must suggest a sacrifice, whereas the victim is strangled, then stabbed through the head with a weapon. Of course! Why didn't I think of it before? We must try this at once. So yeah, they're not exactly the smartest. And poor guy, may have, became victim to, their stupidity. There we go. Let's chat with Arthur here.
Can you believe this? The idiots didn't even kill me properly. Can't get a good hold of it. Oh, I'd give my right eye for her.
Sir...
What are you looking at?
You can't give your right eye for anything right now. It looks very impaled. You have your left eye, but even that doesn't look in the best shape. I guess technically you can see us, so you're not blind. Surprisingly. But yeah, you've got something in your eye.
You don't say. Stupid numpties thought using it to kill me would wake up its magic. Tried to tell them they just had to solve the puzzles, but would they listen? Ha! No them!
How do you wake its magic? It's an elven weapon.
You solve
Yes.
the puzzles. It's an elven blade, and elves keep folks from using their magics against them by hiding them behind puzzles.
And how do you solve them?
I was trying to have a closer look when those morons jumped me. This was a little closer than I wanted.
Yeah.
All I know is you gotta be careful.
Not sure how he's speaking with half a face.
Force your way to the
Completely
right
gone.
answer will only put a curse on the blade. Oh, and you have to start at the bottom and work your way up. Just like life, eh?
Alright, let's help you with that.
Now get this elven peg sticker out of my face and let me
We can help you with that, sir. I might want to clean it off first, I think.
What a relief.
Alright. New puzzle weapon discovered. Eye of the Storm. So, of course, like we did with our Axe of Kale, we're going to go ahead, turn this dial. Depending on how the weapon, you can turn it a bunch of times. Let's see. Thy violet hue doth pride imbue. So let's go with the violet seed, the thistle seed. It unlocked the smoldering property, giving attacks a 50% chance to set an enemy on fire. So just keep in mind that the Eye of the Storm is it's one of those unique elven weapons in the sense of it doesn't have 3 upgrades, it only has 1. So it's kind of just the tutorial weapon for getting to know, well, it's just for getting to know how to use puzzle weapons and unlock them properly. So all it's going to get is that property, but that's good enough as it is. We'll probably use that at some point. Melody's liking her armor class that she's getting from her weapon, but hey, maybe she might use it.
Yes?
How much of an upgrade would it be? Well, her intelligence is getting a good buff, her armor class is getting a good buff, and so is her strength, so perhaps she doesn't want to use it. However, that is a level up for Green Lady, and she's going to go ahead and grab Mangar's Mind Jab, Sorcerer level Novice. So that is Arcane, which the Arcane property means that it will scale off of her intelligence instead of her strength, which elves have a plus 30% bonus to intelligence, and that is going to be her highest stat right now, I think. So she's going to go with that one. So it'll now do 14 mental damage to a single enemy, and that'll go up to 16 once we equip our priestly sandals, giving us another plus 2. And let's see, what else is around here? Got a chest over here. Another long axe. This one's rusty, and it's exactly the same stats as the one Melody currently has. We also have this crate over here, nice and shiny. With health potions and Malefian essence or something. Yeah. Another elven shrine. Noble house, honor sold. Lost to evil, trapped in cold. And a chest. With 18 scat. Let's head over, fight the giant, and we'll call it a day. Let's see. Ah, yes. Those guys are now orange as well. Interesting. We'll probably, come and beat them later. Let's see. Giant is over this way. So, it's gonna be a tougher fight. We're going to want to save first, I think. Where's the nearest save spot? Not over there. Probably over by the Adventurers Guild. Yeah, I think that's the only hard save in the area, huh? Oh. Sorry, that just scared me a little bit. He kind of walked up to us. Okay, let's run across to the Adventurers Guild. Grab a save. And we'll probably... should we do a giant in the next one? Maybe. We're at the 45-minute mark. So let's go ahead. Next time, we'll do the giant. Or we could do it next time we're in the area. That's okay, too. It is definitely possible to do it at this time. So if you want to go do it at this time, totally an option. But let's go ahead and save Mage Alguin.
Nothing out there but trouble.
Looks like next episode will be the best of us. And yeah, while we're in the area, we'll defeat the giant if it's still there. I'm assuming it is, or it will be. So thank you everyone for joining us for this episode. We got a level up for our Green Lady. We got some more armor upgrades for Ringneck. We completed a stabbing headache. Got a Elven puzzle weapon. And we went over the practitioner's blade skills, and cleared a bunch of Trow Hidey Bane caches. So thank you all for joining us. We shall see you next time. I wish you all a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you next time. Thank you all for joining us, and farewell.